In this life, you don't go up, you are brought up.
You are welcome to this channel. This is Money Mindset Mastery. On this channel, we teach you how to make money, how to manage your money, how to sustain your money, and how to grow generational wealth. If you are interested in joining a community of like-minded people who are passionate about making money, kindly click the link in the description below. There we share information about this channel and updates on this platform. If you are interested in ordering any book, kindly click the link in my description below and send me a message directly to my WhatsApp, and the book will be delivered to you. Enjoy the rest of this video.
Hello? You have no idea what entrepreneurship is all about. Sometimes you will not pay yourself, you will pay people. Sometimes you go and take money from other businesses to pay people, and they will still be telling you the salary is not enough. Go and start your own. So the second way for you to create wealth is, once you start early, number two, give it all it takes. Be the best, that when they are thinking of sacking people, your name will never come to mind. Be the best that you can be. Do more than you have been paid for. When you do more than you have been paid for, you will arrive at a level where you will be paid more than what you do. Because like I said, if you start early, you are most likely young, you are most likely unmarried, you are most likely having no children, so you don't really have too much responsibility, so you can even work and volunteer. If they say weekend, I'm there, you resume early, you close late. But you see this mindset, I can't come and kill myself, just the play. You will end up dying of poverty, lack and hardship. Hello somebody. So you have to give it all it takes. CS die man diligent. You labor, you work, you volunteer, you do all that needs to be done. Whether it is in your job description or it's not in your job description, do it. That's where you rise. I was mentioning New York years ago, and question and answer session, a lady asked a question. She said, well, what do you do when you're working in an organization and they just keep using you? She used the word using. They just keep using you, they tell you to do things that are outside of your job description, and they don't pay you for it, and you are doing the job of your boss and they are not increasing your salary. So when she was done, I said, okay. I said, listen to me and listen well. If you don't want to be used, you will be useless. Hello? So that they are even finding you useful is a miracle. Don't you pray, use me Lord, use me Lord. God is already using you through men. I said, every opportunity you have to serve, whether you are paid for it or not, is an opportunity to build capacity and build skill. I said, do it joyfully, because everywhere you are today is preparing you for where you are going to. Life is lived forward but understood backwards. There are many things you will never be able to comprehend now, but when you go, you can say, thank God I did this, thank God I did that. Everything will now fit together like bones locating themselves in the valley of dry bones. That's what I told her. She said, okay, I can see. And then she went on. Do you know what happened? Apparently, one of the reasons why they were giving her a lot of job is because someone that was supposed to be doing most of those jobs, a senior person, had health challenge, and the health situation was going beyond the expected. So they kept giving the job to different people. The person died, and they tried to replace the person. So she kept doing the job, and for almost a year they could not get a right fit for the job. One day they were in a board meeting, and they said, why are we finding difficult? They say, well, we don't know the people we are getting. That I said, but come to think of it, even though nobody is filling that position, we are not filling any vacuum. So who has been doing the job since this person died? It's always one of the ladies. She's been saying, so why not put her there if she's already doing it? They say she's not qualified. They say qualified, but she's doing the job. And that's how they invited her, spoke to her, and she got a promotion 3 steps above where she was supposed to be. She now went to church to give testimony. Our pastor now sent me an email and said, that member that asked questions, see what happened. So give it all it takes. Many of you are deceiving yourself. No, when I start my own, I will do it this way, I will do it that way. It's foolishness. It's better to rehearse with somebody's money. It's better to do it with somebody's time. When you make mistake, you will know you are not the one losing money. It's better to do all the experiments now, all those ideas, practice it in somebody else's business. Don't say you want to wait until you do your own. It does not work like that. So number one is what? Number two? Number three, get all the certification you can get. Get all the certification you can get. Listen, my people, in the marketplace of life, they are looking for certificate and documents. Hello? As far as they are concerned, they need certificate. So whatever career path you have chosen, you cannot be in an HR. I want to be an HR professional and no certification, no professional certification, no international certification. You just say, I have BSc. Shh. BSc is the new school cert. You have BSc. What's BSc? That has expired long time ago. Masters is the new BSc. Hello? The last time you read was when you left school 11 years ago. You're already an illiterate, sir. You're already an illiterate man. Because many of you are just moving around. You left school 7 years ago. The world that existed before COVID is no more existing. So your certificate is useless. Hello? So get all the certification. There are a lot of courses you can do now, short courses. a lot of free courses online, a lot of international certification. You can do all these things, and it will help to prepare you for the market. Because when the market is looking for somebody, they are looking for certificates. Are you qualified? Listen, you know many people, some of you are even in that category, where you are doing a lot of things, but they are not paying you for what you are doing because you don't have the qualification. But you know you can do the job. That's the way this thing works. Look, when I started out, because I'm a pastor, I started realizing that a lot of things I could do and be paid for, people were not willing to pay me for it because they only saw me as a pastor. And I started realizing that I need to make adjustments in some of this formula. Because see, in the world that we live in, the Bible says the children of this world are wiser in their own thing than the children of light. And it says that when we go into the marketplace, we should be wise as serpents and gentle as a dove. So as I began to share with my members in the 90s, I realized that many of them were doing well, they were getting promotion, they would come and give testimony. So I said, come, all these things I'm teaching you people, you are going to work, why not tell your office that I can come and train them and they should pay me as a consultant? So many of them will now go, they will now come and say, hey sir, they say I should bring your CV. They say we should bring your resume. I say, what's that? I'm anointed, I know this thing. They say, so I realized that even though I was teaching them, when it comes to the marketplace, it's not a pastor, doctor, no, it is what are the certifications. So I say, okay, I studied building technology and quality survey, you can't put that one. I say, God. So I began to reorganize myself. Number one, you will never see any book I wrote that has pastor. My name is Olumide Emmanuel. Pastor is not my name, it's what I do. Hello, I'm telling you. So I saw John Max and said, this guy is a pastor, he doesn't put pastor. So I copied John Max. I said, yeah, my name is Olumide Emmanuel. And then I began to reposition myself. And before you know it, I started going for courses, I started doing things, getting certification. And then the same thing that I would teach in church as a series, I would teach in the marketplace as modules and courses, and people were paying. Why? Because I had the right certification. I remember when I wrote the School of Money book, the School of Money book is the first book that I wrote that is not, I didn't put any Bible quoting scripture. No, every book I've written till then was Bible. So I said, okay, let me do this John Max thing now. So I said, let's do School of Money. When I released that book, after writing the book, I knew that if I released the book, even though I was already rich, as I did, I was rich, properties all over the world, but they still need certificates. So I started looking for the top universities, Cambridge, Yale, Harvard, all that. I was applying, even if it's 1 month course, let me just go and do something and put the name. So I kept the book waiting. Then bam, I got an email from Harvard. Oh, come and do this. I said, oh, I jumped at it. There was nothing they're going to teach me there. I didn't need any lecture, I just needed the name legally. So I got there, and then the professor that taught me, I carried the School of Money manuscript, I gave to him. I said, I've written this book. The guy came to class the next day and said, where is Mr. Olumide? I said, he said, oh my God, you wrote the book. I couldn't sleep, man. You took sleep off my eyes. He said, what are you doing here? You should be a lecturer here. I said, I know. He said, you're not even humble about it. I said, it's not about humble. I know. It's not pride. I know that I should be a lecturer. I came, he said, so why are you here? I said, I need the logo of Harvard. I need the brand. I said, I came here for brand affiliation. So that when I put it, the Harvard graduate, people will say, oh yeah, he knows what he's talking about. Hello? And that's it. Came back, released the book. Listen to the story. Came back, released the book. I'm telling you, these things work. So I'm not telling you these are things I have worked in. Came back, released the book. There is a major media platform in our country that I have tried to go on 4 different times. I've been rejected simply because I'm a pastor. They say, oh, no, this is not a religious platform. We don't need pastors here. We don't know. So when I released the book, they went to the same platform and said, there's a guy from Harvard that just released a book on School of Money, and they would like to come and promote it. Oh, Harvard. And they come and they say they have accepted. I say, they have rejected me for it. I said, no. We told them there's a guy from Harvard. I said, Harvard certificate. I hope you know that many of you are here. Somebody will go to London and return and come and be your boss just because he has a right certificate. And you went to one foreign university where they are going on strike, where you are inside one cubicle. Hello? And then I got to this radio station, this media platform, and they began to ask me questions, and I began to answer, and it was boom. The whole state, everywhere was like, who is this man? Because the platform was heavy. When we were done, the lady looked at me after the meeting and said, wow, he said, I've been in media for over 15 years. He said, nobody has ever challenged me intellectually like you did. He said, this Harvard is very powerful. Can you Harvard that I did 1 week course? She gave the glory of all the grace of God on my life to a 1 week course Harvard. Why? Because in the marketplace, that's what they're looking for. If somebody comes and say, okay, I graduated from Yale, I finished from Cambridge, they don't even know whether he has brain, whether I didn't have brain. Because let me tell you, so many of you, you look down on yourself, you don't know that the greatest fraud is abroad. I can tell you for free. Go to London, go to all this school. You will see Chinese people that cannot speak English. They will graduate. How? Hello, how did a Chinese that does not understand English go to Harvard and graduate when the lecture was in English? There is fraud everywhere. Don't let anybody make you look down yourself. All they are looking for is their school fees to take care of their country, and they'll just give. I'm telling you. Hello. So get all the certification you can get. Someone called on the radio station. He said, "Hello, I love what the man is saying. I'm an Harvard alumni, and we support our own. Please tell him that I need 100 copies." I'm telling you, that's how the book started going everywhere. Are you ready for this one? So I pick up the book, and I said, since this book is doing well, let me go around the world and publish this book and let people know. I came to Ghana. I did a launching in Ghana. Yeah, did a launching in Ghana. One of my friends to me, he was organized. So we did Ghana. So I sent to my friend Molapo, very powerful guy in South Africa. I sent to him. I said, look, I want to come and launch this book. The Molapo in South Africa. I sent to him. When I sent to him, the next thing I got an email. I thought it was a fraud. He said, John Maxwell would like you to come on board. I'm like, the same John Maxwell that we have been reading since we're small. I said, come on board. What? He said, well, that's what you don't know is that I'm actually in charge of John Maxwell Africa. And now when John Maxwell wants to go around the African continent, he has consulting jobs and they are looking for people to join them. But when they saw the book, they say, why would we bring somebody from Africa when there's somebody, a guru here in Africa? That's how they brought me on board. Listen to me. That's when I entered private jet for the first time. We were on TBN. I was on TBN for like 2 years. We're going from college. I was a consultant to 4 African countries. That's how we're going around. Now, where did all this thing start? Certification. Hello. They were not carrying me around as Pastor Olumide Emmanuel. They were carrying me around as Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. So get all the certification you can get. Number 4, network strategically. What did I say? You have heard it said before that your net worth is determined by your network. In this world, there are gatekeepers that determines who enters and who stays. In this world, there are rooms where destiny decisions are made. And if you don't have the right people speaking for you in the room, if you don't have sponsors, if you don't have mentors, you will realize that you can labor and labor and labor, and you wonder why you are not moving forward. Somebody must speak for you. So you need to network strategically. So when you get into an industry, let me start with the company. When you get into a company, number 1, find out in this company who are the power brokers, who are the people that determines what happens here. Listen, it's not sucking up to people, it's not human worship, but it is the way this world works. And don't let anybody tell you it's an African thing. Anywhere in the world, I run the Billionaires Conclave. It's a global platform. We have members in 14 countries all over the world. When you hear things, you will be like, I used to think that some things are only in Africa. No. One of my members, we had a conclave summit in Atlanta just this March, Easter weekend. And he was sharing that, sir, that all these things you are sharing, that in fact, my wife and I, our life has changed within the last 12 months, And what had happened was, they're involved in real estate in Atlanta. And he said, when they started listening to me and joined the conclave, I told them, which is one of the things I will share with you tomorrow, go and join Rotary Club, join Lions, join all these associations, because people will just be going to church. And I'm asking myself, you just be going to church? I said, look, religion. So they joined this association and they became regular. They were going, before you know it, they were meeting, because most of the people that run things are in different associations. And when you meet in association, just because you are a member, some barriers are already removed. That's how they had a meeting. One of the major power brokers said he was doing his 60th birthday and invited them for an exclusive dinner. And then they told their pastor that these people have invited us. And the pastor said, no, be careful, because those kind of meetings, So they called me. They said, sir, we are confused, sir. I said, what? He said, you told us that we are either in the secret court or we are in the secret place. I said, yes. He said, these people have invited us, but our pastor said we should be careful. I said, yes, he's right, be careful. Be careful doesn't mean you should not go. He's just telling you to be careful. So I am now telling you, be careful and go. They went to the meeting, man of God. They said when they got there, they were the most dressed people. Everybody was in short neck and t-shirt. They thought it was, they had tuxedo, they had gown. They said, oh. He said when they got there, mayor, chairman of this and that, the man just introduced them. And they said this. They said there are things they have been pursuing that they have not been able to touch, that they did not even know that these people are aware. He said, the man now said, yeah, so introduced them. He said they are the ones trying to get that property and that other property, you know, that one we discussed. They are the ones, so let's allow them. He said that was the first time he was aware that some people were even aware that they are trying to get the property. He said when they now went to meet, I said, he said, no, that nothing moves in Atlanta without us. They say any property you are buying, if we say the bank is not giving you money, they are not giving you money. If we say you are not getting that property, you are not getting. These are people that are power brokers. Many of the prayers you are praying, all you need is one connection. Hello. So if you want to do well in the marketplace, network strategically. Don't go to church, raise shoulder. Go to office, raise shoulder. Everywhere you are raising shoulder like a peacock. Pride and arrogance will mess you up. Hello. Greet people, smile. It's free. Smile is free. Yeah, smile. It's free. You don't pay for it. Hello. And then volunteer. Offer yourself. Say hello, how are you? Just go to the people just to let you know I admire you. You're I just want to learn anything you think I need to know. Just put yourself out there. In the marketplace, we call it top of the mind awareness. So when you begin to hear things about wealth creation, you realize that if you are ever going to become wealthy, there are 3 portals of wealth creation. 3 dimensions that you can engage in that can help you to become wealthy. Number 1 is the entrepreneurship portal, where you become an entrepreneur. You start a business, you run a business, and you become an employer of labor. So you are offering products and services, and you are offering value to the market, and then the market in return pays you for the value that you offer. But that is not the only way for you to become wealthy. So when people begin to talk about entrepreneurship, because of the power of entrepreneurship and the importance of entrepreneurship, we have had a lot of people that have pushed this subject of entrepreneurship to the extreme. And that is one of the reasons why God began to inspire me sometime last year that it's time to release a book and be able to help bring balance to this subject. Because I started hearing things like salary is what they pay you to forget your dream. And I'm like, okay. And I started hearing things like everybody needs to go and start a business. You can't be collegiate. Everybody go and start something. Everybody go and start something. And then I kept asking myself, everybody cannot be an entrepreneur. And then as a pastor, I started realizing that we have a lot of young men in our churches today that are virtually jobless. And all they are saying is, I'm an entrepreneur. And then I'm asking myself, what was your turnover last year? You did the whole year. You couldn't do 10,000 Ghana cedi in the whole year. And you say you're an entrepreneur. And you have complimentary card. You say you are CEO. CEO over what? And then the wives are suffering, the children are suffering, they don't have money. Instead of them to humble themselves and go and get a job and have a regular source of income while they are growing their capacity and their value, they are going about with complimentary card and briefcase, calling themselves entrepreneurs. And then I realize that we need to change the narrative. Hello, somebody. So it's very, very important for you to know that everybody cannot be an entrepreneur. There are intrapreneurs today that are rich and wealthy. There are intrapreneurs today that have been able to build a profession. And as professionals, they have become captains of industries. As professionals, they have become high net worth individuals, and they are doing amazingly well. So that is why the book was written, to help you know that you don't need to quit your job to become rich. You don't need to quit your job or quit your profession to become wealthy. But there are things you need to know that will help you to do that. And for the first time in writing, one of the things I did in this book is that I invited 16 other people to join me. Because when I started teaching wealth creation in 1997-98, there were people that were as poor as I was, and we all started the journey together. And I remember that one of them is part of those that wrote this portion of the book. In 1998, when I did my first wealth creation seminar, Building Transgenerational Wealth, 1998, one of the people that wrote in this book was a member of my church. He's still a member of my church. He asked a question. When I was done, he said, Pastor, I have a question, sir. He said, you are speaking massively well, and you are speaking about, start your business. Would you go? I said, but sir, I love my career. I love what I'm doing. I don't want to go into business. Is it that I cannot succeed as a professional? He said, I want to be a professional. I want to be at the top of my career. So are you saying that without starting my own business, I cannot become rich and wealthy? And I said, no, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that you must understand how to create wealth through your career, and there are things you need to do. And today is one of the wealthy people that wrote in that book. So I did not just write the book to talk to you about how to create wealth as a career person. I also documented testimonials of career professionals, some of them medical people, some of them in civil service, some of them in different walks of life, and they have produced wealth, and they share their story, how they met me, what they heard, how they practice it, their journey, and where they are today, and the kind of wealth that they have been able to acquire, so that you will know. So between today and tomorrow, I want to share with you on how to create wealth as a career person, because in Africa today, majority of people on the continent are salary earners. And many times, instead of them being committed to learning how to create wealth, even within that their profession, they are continually looking for what is not lost. So in order for you to create wealth as a career person, there are 10 simple things that you need to understand and apply. And I want to see if I can give you 5 tonight, and then tomorrow night we'll wrap it up and then we'll go into the supernatural as we begin to pray. Number 1, if you're going to create wealth as a career person, the first thing that will help you is start early. Start early. Start early. Listen, I said to them in the morning on the 31st of October this year, Thursday 31st, and Friday 1st of November, I'm going to be celebrating 35 years in full-time ministry. So it's been 35 years doing the work of a pastor, doing the work of ministry. I've been in the church 38 years. For 35 of those years, I've been in ministry. And I can tell you for free, I've written a book now that will be released during that event. It's called Ministers, Mistakes and Ministries. Unveiling mistakes that ministers make that hinder them from longevity. And in that book, I shared on what I call the secret of my journey. And one of the things I believe has helped me as an individual is I started very early. I got born again as a teenager. By the age of 21, I was already a pastor. When many people were still confused about life. Do you know that today there are 30-year-old people telling you, Pastor, how can I discover God's purpose for my life at 30? At 30, over a quarter of a century of your life is gone. You are still confused. So if you want to create wealth as a career person, number 1, start early. If you say you want to be an accountant, settle down. Go to school, study the accounting, do chartered accountant, do ACCA, and sit down there and focus. But when you don't start early, you are already on the wrong trajectory. And why do you need to do that? Now listen, you see, in the marketplace, there's what we call the pyramid of career progression and the pyramid of marketplace promotion. Now in the marketplace, when you look at the salary scale, you have what we call the junior staff, you have middle management, and then you have senior management. Listen and listen well. Majority of people in the workforce today are in junior management. Majority of people, you see them wake up very early, like the Bible says, in vain do they wake up very early in the morning, they come back late at night to still come and eat the bread of sorrow. Every day people are doing. By the time you see all their labor, when you ask them how much do you earn, you'll be shocked that you mean this is what you are laboring for. But that's the reality. So many people are at that bottom. Now listen, for you to begin to earn something serious, and for you to begin to have some other leverages that will help you to become wealthy, you have to move into what we call the senior management. And before you can get there, you need an average of 10 to 15 years of productive engagement in that sector to get there. That's why you should start early. Because when you start as a trainee or you start as a junior staff, you may end up remaining at that junior level for the next 7 years. So imagine now that you're now starting at 35. Because these are the reasons why people are poor. Because if you start out as a trainee, by the time you get out of school, you are in your 20s, you are maybe 21, 22, you are less than 25. So you start out. If you start out at that point and you commit to that part of your life, by the time you are 35, 40, you're already in senior management. And you are earning well. Because see, at that point when you are just starting, are you ready for this? You are most likely not married. Most likely not having children. Your responsibilities are lower. Do you understand that? But by the time you start late, you will realize that the load you are carrying will be too much for the income you are making. And that's why things begin to go off key. Because by the time you are collecting money and you have 6 mouths to feed, and the money is not even enough for you because the take home cannot take you home, and now you have to take 6 people home with you, there will be trouble. So number 1, start early. Someone say start early. Start early. So please, I beg you, you have only one life to live, and if you live it well, one life is enough. So start early. All this I don't know, I don't know what I want to do with my life, but I know that God is in control. God will do it. All this religious slogan, all this religious mindset that has kept you in poverty, you need to do away with it. Christianity is not a religion. Hello, religion is more dangerous than the devil, and it will ruin your life. Christianity is not a religion, it's a relationship with your creator. So all this God is in control. God is not in control of what he has given you power to control. Hello. So you need to wake up and discover what is his vision for your life. And I tell you for free, everybody goes through seasons. As a matter of fact, there are 4 seasons in the life of every individual: the morning season, the afternoon season, the evening season, and the night season. The first 25 years of your life is the morning season of your life. And the morning season is for learning. You are supposed to learn everything you need to learn within the morning. The next 25 years of your life is the afternoon season of your life, and that's the season for earning. When you don't learn what you are supposed to learn in the morning, you will not be able to earn effectively in the afternoon, and your life will be made up of catch up. You'll be playing catch up. By the time you get into the evening of your life, 51 to 75, is the time for turning and mentorship, when you are supposed to be turning around and mentoring the next generation. But most of the time you are going to end up becoming the tormentors of the morning of your children. Why? Because your own morning and afternoon has been messed up. And that's why in this part of the world we are black tax. Many of you right now, the greatest burden of your life is how to take care of your parents, and that's not scriptural. The Bible says it is not children that lay up for the parents, it is parents that lay up for the children. But because somewhere along the line in the arrangement of your family, something has not been done right, and you now find out that your parents are in the evening and they are trusting you to use your own money to take care of their evening. So we have a lot of people carrying load that is bigger than them, and no matter how fast you are, you can never outrun people that cannot run as fast as you when the load you are carrying is bigger than their load. If you are carrying 100 kg load, even if you are the fastest runner, you are going to lose that race. Why? Because of the load you are carrying. So many people have become victims of the mismanagement of seasons. So when I see a lot of young people thinking they are still young, hello, you are not young. If you are listening to me right now, you are 25 and you are not gainfully employed. You don't even have certificates. You don't even have any skill that can produce money in the marketplace. Hello, time is already against you. 25 years is a quarter of a century. A quarter of a century, your life is already gone. Hello. So you cannot be thinking, I'm young. No. You are not young. At 25, there are people that are already running conglomerates. Hello. At 25, there are people doing what? Running conglomerates. At 25, there are people handling resources of nations. So you see a lot of young people today now, even in school, they go there, they are not ready to read. Instead of it to go to the library, you want to know how many girls hostel do we have? Are you there for girls? So you see a lot of people now, they know how to start a relationship, but they don't know how to start a business. They know how to start a relationship, they don't know how to start ministry. Why? Because something is wrong somewhere. So number one, start early. Don't let anybody tell you you are young. You are not young. Nobody grows young. Nobody grows young. Everybody grows old. Every day you wake up, time is going. Look. You see, I said in the morning, people can deceive you and it can be excuse. When you start deceiving yourself, you are deluded. It's called delusion. Listen to me. You can medicate it, you can panicate it, you can co-stay it, you can spandex it, you can deceive you, and they can tell you, go, girl, you're 50, but you look 30. It's a lie. It's a lie. You know that you are not young. You know that what you can do before you can no more do. So start early. The second thing that will help you is once you start early, give it all it takes. Give it all it takes. The amazing thing is that a lot of people are employed now. When they were coming into the employment, they begged to apply. Once they have finally gotten the job, they become disloyal, they become disgruntled, they are now forming union. And you are asking yourself, you just beg for this job. Man of God, one of our ministers, some of the stories we see as pastors is very painful. One of our ministers just suddenly woke up one day. He had a job, correct salary, just woke up one day and resigned from the job that he wanted to travel. Why do you need to resign to travel? Won't you get visa first? He resigned from a good job in a global conglomerate, a global brand, and went to embassy without even getting a letter from a global brand where he worked. Hello. So they didn't give him visa. Of course, frustration sets in now. No job, no visa. Okay, let's see how we can help this guy. Since he's anointed, let's bring him into ministry and then put him. So we put him on payroll, and everything was going on fine again. The next thing, he comes up again. God has called him to go somewhere. So what is wrong with this? Okay, bye. We released him. And then one level of suffering after the other. And then one day he calls, Daddy, I'm coming back home. God has told me to return. God has told me to return. Because many times people think that it is easy. Go and start. So I said, no problem. You are his son. You have not done anything wrong. So return. So the guy returns. But I said, now that you are returned, we cannot engage. We can't use job to do welfare. No. So you have to go and look for a job by yourself. Oh, Papa, pray for me. So I pray for him. And then he called me one or 2 weeks later. Sir, he's working. What's the problem? He said, I have 3 of us now. 3 of us. I said, wonderful. Pick one by the Spirit. So he picked one. Managing a major hotel. I even went to the hotel to sleep. He was, I went there. So wonderful. And then 2 months later, Papa, they have sacked me. What did you do? You that were begging for a job. He said, we're in a meeting, and then I had to tell them they have to treat the staff right. You are going to do union. In a job you just got less than 2 months. People that have been there for 8 years did not talk. You got there, you're now forming union. If it was easy to start a business, why did your father not start one? If it was easy to start it, why did your mother or your grandfather not start one and employ you? You went to school, now you come out, you are looking for a job. Who should create the job? Now you now finally get the job. Instead of it to be humble, somebody is giving you salary, putting food on your table, paying your rent, taking care of your family. Instead of it to humbly serve the person and serve that organization with commitment, like a biblical Joseph, you are forming union.
If this message blessed you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs this financial reawakening. And if you are serious about building your wealth and developing a high income skills, I want you to personally invite you to join our community. Inside the community, we are currently running free trainings on forex trading, video editing, and YouTube automation. These are skills that can create additional streams of income in today's economy. Don't enter 2027 with the same mindset and the same result. Take action now. The link to join the community is in the description or comment section. I will see you inside. God bless you.